How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael Thurville, photojournalist and sociologist here at VEDA World News. Now, with Venezuela being in the media and the news today, we have someone very special who has a very special story. Sir, what is your name?
My name is Jose Pereira.
Okay, and what is your connection to Venezuela?
Well, you know, I was a former oil and gas executive in Venezuela and here in the U.S.
Okay.
I started my career when I was 21 in 1985 in Venezuela, and I came here to the U.S. in 2012, working with CITGO Petroleum that belongs to the Venezuela government. It's part of the PDVSA company. PDVSA is the national oil company of Venezuela.
Okay.
So I did my 35-year career there and finalized here becoming the CEO of CITGO Petroleum.
Understood. Okay, but beyond that, Nicolas Maduro, President Nicolas Maduro, who's currently serving time in the United States in New York, something happened. What happened?
Well, when I was in CITGO, as I said, I was the former CEO. That was November 21, 2017. I was called to go to make a presentation, a last minute meeting to make a presentation in Caracas. I was here in Houston. I flew to Venezuela with my 5 top vice presidents. Okay. And in the middle of the presentation, we were captured, accused to be American spy, and they kidnapped us, and we stayed there during the negotiation for 5 long years.
Quick question, how did that accusation of you allegedly being a spy for the United States come about?
Well, that happened because if the people can remember, that was the first Trump administration. Trump was trying to throw out Maduro by that time, so that was not new. He was trying to do it in the first term, and he had imposed sanctions to the country, to Maduro, to all the officers, and did an oil embargo.
Okay.
So we were in the middle of that tension geopolitical situation. I was not a politician, I was a businessman. But the masterminds that they are there, they figured that they could capture us and leverage us to release those sanctions. That was their first intention. Capture us and leverage and use us as negotiation tools.
Understood. Now let me ask you a question. There's a lot of talk about the sanctions and their adverse impact that it had on Venezuelan and the Venezuelan people. From your experience, firsthand, how severe were those sanctions from the United States?
Oh, it was really hard. I experienced it firsthand because the sanctions started in August 2017. We were captured in November. The next year, 2018, we were there starving.
Really?
Starving. I lost 100 pounds because there was there was no food. Literally.
Really?
There was no food. No food.
Agriculture. No farmers.
Nothing. Everything was stopped, and the country was lack of food and medicine, and we were there in that moment. Yeah.
Okay. What are your predictions for the future outcome of Maduro's case here in the United States?
Well, let me say something here. I'm going to be very clear with this is my clear position with Maduro, because I have heard the narrative that was in the intervention, etc. That guy, my friend, was a criminal.
Okay.
So what was a criminal? He stole elections in Venezuela. In July 2024, there was a national election. He stole it. So he was not a legitimate president.
Okay.
That regime was more than a government, was like acting like the mob. There was a lot of people lost their life, were captured, like myself. I was in the dungeon, by the way. When you see my book, that is the book, here, this is the dungeon. It's called the El Helicoide. This is what you see here. In this dungeon, we were almost 1,000 political prisoners.
And for those that are watching, the name of this particular book is From Hero to Villain. Make sure, I don't know if you guys can see it because the way the light is, I will provide a photo of that in this particular video. And feel free to make a purchase to get this book so you can hear this gentleman's story just about life in Venezuela, being an oil executive, and his experiences with the Maduro administration. Let me ask you, how does it feel today, knowing what you know, seeing what you've seen? Like, how do you feel about everything?
Well, in my case, because we were a victim of Maduro, direct victim, for me, this is a relief. Not only that, I believe this guy is going through karma right now. He's beginning to receive a lot of letters of people that suffered. And he's receiving thousands of letters right now in this moment.
Did they report that in the news?
And they're doing it. And the people are doing it because he affected millions of people. 9 million of Venezuela through the country, not because they were happy in Venezuela, but was because they were victims and somehow. If you do a poll in Venezuela, my friend, you will find that anybody has been a victim of Maduro, even their supporters. Because even their supporters have family that have to flee the country. So this is something that only us, the Venezuelans, can understand this because we have suffered. I understand there is a lot of confusion outside because I see all those free Maduro signs, but my friend, you do a poll in Venezuela and 95% of the population will agree what happened.
Understood.
Yeah.
The vice president of Venezuela right now, how do you think she's performing?
Well, it's not a matter of performance. She's part of the system.
Okay.
That was not a government. That operated like the mob. Remember in the mob when the leader is captured, the next generation. Yeah, she's the next generation. It's the
okay,
same
so
thing.
you expect a continuation?
Oh yeah, of course. I no doubt about that. Even if she is smiling and looks friendly, no. These people are mastermind, my friend. I know these guys.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So oil and gas. What are your predictions for oil and gas?
Well, oil and gas. If this is run properly, this can be a win-win situation with both to Venezuela and the U.S. Why? Venezuela has 26 years with the oil industry in the floor. All the installations. I have been talking with friends these days, by the way. They're telling me that it's a shame. The industry that I used to know is no longer there. So it has to be billions of dollar investment.
Okay.
If the American companies that are supposed to go there do the investment properly, and the people, those 9 million people of Venezuela that are right now all over the world, there are a lot of brains there.
It is.
A lot of brains. So these people can go back to the country and rebuild the country.
Well, recently, the United States just struck a deal with India. It's yet to be signed that they were willing to purchase Venezuelan oil and cut Russia out.
Because Venezuela, when I was in Venezuela, I was one of the created the business with the India. It was a beautiful business we had during years with the India. So this is not new.
Okay, so this is a continuation.
It's a continuation. The Indians are going to be very happy because the Venezuelan oil goes very well to the Indian refineries and also here to all the refineries in the Gulf Coast. That's the best oil that can be there.
How much would it be per barrel?
The cost, well, it will be market prices. If the barrel is $70, it's going to be $70. It's going to be $100. It's going to be $100.
So you're not worried about any influctuations?
No, because
shrinkage?
this is going to be on market standards.
Okay.
Not like what's doing these guys. They were sending a lot of opacity in discount rate that nobody knew in cryptocurrencies. There was no track of the money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, again, is there anything that you want people to know about you? Where can people find you? Where can people find this book and make that purchase?
Okay, this book that you see here is in Amazon. You can go to Amazon. You can go to my webpage, joseconnect.com. I do my promotion of my book there, and I am TV host too. So I have my own show in Now Media TV, and from hero to billionaire, that's my story.
Okay, well, I have to say it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. Very surprised that you were here today. Ladies and gentlemen, this was an accident. I did not know this gentleman was in the building. Again, my name is Michael Thurville, photojournalist and sociologist here at VEDA World News. Thank you.